Come on. Y'all know the face, y'all know the name, man. Y'all tune into the world's realest podcast, Talk Ain't Cheap podcast, hosted by yours truly, Mr. It's a Movie Cletus World Talk. I'm excited today. I'm always excited, but today is a very special day. Happy Memorial Day and all of that to all the veterans out there, all the people out there that sacrificed for us to be here, chasing dreams and stuff like that. I appreciate y'all. I got my brother here with me. He playing his anthem of success. That's what he calls it. He said this is his anthem to success.
Anthem of success to success. Oh.
Shout out to DJ Femi Rex and shout out to Femi. Shout out to Immaculate Music. I appreciate y'all, man.
Good. This song make me want to get to it, bro.
I appreciate you. When you put that video up, I was like, bro, I gotta hit you and be like, let me get into this. Let me get this course. Let me get locked in. Because when I heard this, I was like, bro, this man's been going crazy since the first interview. So I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy you're here. We got special guests. You know, in traditional Talking Cheap fashion, I do not introduce my guests. I think that's very lackluster. So guests, please introduce yourselves.
Started off, Eli Bryant, the land flipper, the landman. Born and raised Staten Island. Y'all already heard my story from the last time, but right now, just EDB Academy. We an empire right now, and that's what I represent. So I'll let Mike tell him who you are.
And I'm Mike Goffredo, born and raised Staten Island, family man, student, teacher, motivator, influencer. Whatever God put me here to do, I'm doing it.
All of that.
Man, I'm honored. I'm happy that y'all both were able to make it today. I'm excited. Let's get right into it. The land flippers.
Yes,
The land flippers. Why land? Why now?
I'll let Eli start that.
Why land? Land
Why
is the
not?
foundation. Everything starts with land. So why not flip it? Land is a natural resource. Land ain't going nowhere. They always gonna be building. This is a forever thing.
Real talk. My thing is, real estate is my thing. Real estate is so real, it got real in it.
That's facts. I like that.
So, going through life in that journey of what makes sense and what you're going to do and then looking at how most millionaires acquire their wealth and just paying attention to how if you don't got an extraordinary talent, if you can't rap or you can't play ball, it's more millionaires that's regular people.
Right.
So
Facts.
when I realized that it's like they don't have an extraordinary talent, that's when I realized I gotta know something. I gotta learn something.
They picked that right lane.
And then I realized, and then learning, back to what I was saying is, I'm searching what makes sense. Business, real estate. Real estate makes the most sense. Business makes the most money.
Mm-hmm.
All right, these are the two things I'm gonna have to focus on. And then, be here now.
I love that because something in my spirit that I've been thinking about for a long time is how do we define our wealth? You spoke about it briefly when you talk about like business and real estate and finding your passion. How do you take business or real estate to become the wealthy person that you want to be?
Real estate, number one thing I always notice with real estate, I seen it this somewhere, I don't remember where I seen it, said somebody that owns a piece of property is 40 times wealthier than somebody who never owns a piece of property. So just if you find a way to acquire something, and most people think acquiring it means you have to have money. That's most typical. They see a house $300,000, they think I need $300,000. No, you need to know how to just acquire it.
Right.
That's the main thing is how you, and all that come down to is learning
And
networking, know who to talk to.
Being around them right people.
Yep.
Them right people, they got the money.
Yep.
So that's what real estate is. Other people's money for real. That's how we make money.
Explain that and break that down when you say how we make money as land flippers and having to utilize other people's money to be able to do so. Please break that down more on how you do that.
So the builders, right, they focus on building. They're not focusing on speaking to sellers. So we do that. We do the legwork. We negotiate the deals. Now they got the money. So all we have to do is bring them the contract. because we're really flipping contracts. We bring them the contract, they sign, bring it to the title company, we get paid 30 days, the legal way.
You know, it's another thing that I heard somewhere before too. Don't know where I heard it. Real estate makes the most sense to me because obviously it's real estate. But what we do isn't real estate. It's sales and marketing. So I want to sell and market something I know that's real. So that's what we selling and marketing. It's something we know is real, but we're not in real estate yet until we actually own some real estate and collect some money or refinance, things like that, get some equity, depreciation, appreciate, all that stuff. But right now, sales and marketing, when I mean sales and marketing, all we do is market to sellers and sell to buyers. And in this case, it's vacant land, it's a builder. So the real person we talking to all day, like he's saying, is builders, and they focused on permits, construction team, labor cost. They don't got time to talk to Aunt Sally and ask her what she want for her lot and to go back and forth for her. And that's where we got that space, where this space was created.
And the reason why we can make, let's say, 10,000, 20,000, and they don't care, is because they're making 200,000 once they build, 300,000. So your little 10,000, 20,000, they like, yeah, cool. You brought us a deal. You know, you get paid.
And on top of that, I want to feed on top of that. He's saying how they making way more than what we make off the deal. And most people still think, why would they pay you 10, 15 though on an assignment? You got to understand what we do is we're giving them a deal. They either really got a deal or they feel like they're getting a deal. Which means whatever we sell to them, they feel like they can't get nowhere else. So they're actually saving $10,000, $15,000, paying us $10,000, $15,000 in an assignment fee. Because if they went to the inventory that's available in the area, they wouldn't get these prices we bring exclusively to them.
We're bringing them discounted properties. If you can find discounted land, you can make a lot of money on this earth.
Oh my goodness.
That's powerful because I feel like, you know, I've taken the course. You know, shout out to all them people who are the course heroes of the world. Taking courses, trying to get that wealth, trying to get that knowledge, just trying to be immaculate. I appreciate and respect what you do. But I took your course, Eli, and I would say, like, and I said it earlier, what you all do is simple, but it's not easy. So what is the process like for you to do? Like, what is your day-to-day process on doing land flipping?
Is reaching out to sellers, is reaching out to buyers. It's a 3-part system, right? You have a market, you have a builder, and you have a vacant land owner. So once you find the demand where a lot of lots are selling, that's the market. Now, once you have the market, you reach the builders, ask them, you know, what price are you paying for these lots? Once you get that price, now you know what to offer in the area. All you have to do is offer lower. For example, if I get it for 20,000, my builder is paying 20. If I get it anything under 20, it's profit. So if I get it for 10, I make $10,000 difference. So it's just putting that together. That's it. But it's just marketing and reaching out to those sellers.
Most important, that's very important. But Eli, I know we always jump right into the doing. Doing is the activity. Being is the identity. He had to be somebody in order to do something. So when he says it's just marketing the sellers and talking, if you're not being the person, you're not gonna do the activity. He had to be the person. So I know we always get straight into it, like how he checks and land. Nah, it really starts with being that person. When you're saying, what is it? What do you do when you wake up? Be the person. What is the person that make $1 million doing flipping land? What do? They have to be somebody. They don't change their habits. So one thing that was huge when I went to Tampa. What was that, 5-6 days I was in Tampa?
Yeah.
He ain't turned the TV on one time. That speaks to identity. That's character. That's being. So when people see that success, oh yeah, flipping land, back to when you're saying it's simple and it's easy stuff. Oh, he's being. Life, it gets so simple when you be in the product. And that go with a lot of stuff. If you be in the person, you got no choice but to do, and you know when you do, you got no choice but to have.
That's a fact.
Shout out to Myron Golden because I know he gonna
Man,
feel like
shout out to everybody who be on YouTube. Hit up Byron Golden because they can't afford
That
the
was a
master
nugget,
class
bro.
yet.
Because I want to break it all the way down. So he said being is tied to identity.
Yeah.
Doing is tied to the activity, and having is the property. So those three things. So going to that is because everybody always wants output. I want 100,000. I want to close deals. I'll just change the input. We were taught if something don't work for you, you work hard on it. But that's not a real formula. That's not a real formula. If something don't work, you work hard at McDonald's. No. That's not a real formula. You got to change an input, and your output automatically change.
With being that person, real quick, because I like how you breaking this down, right? With being that person, like, let's say I have mentees. I like to have the person doing the activity first, right? Some people get success, some people don't. Mm-hmm. So for those people that don't get success, what would you do for them to be that person? Like, what would be those first steps?
First thing with being, it's not, starting isn't the first thing to do. Like, starting to do something, it's a lot of stop doing. I said this the first time on your first podcast. Being, believe it or not, we in our way. Everybody's in their way. Yeah. They don't realize it's God put everything out here for everybody. The only person in the way is you in your own way. So you got to stop doing something. It's not about really starting to do something different. You got to stop doing certain stuff. Stop being around certain people. Stop doing certain things. Stop giving your attention to certain things like the playoffs, like you said, the Super Bowl, the politics, and start putting it in something else. So it's not like you really start something extravagant or brand new. You just trading what you seeing things differently now. You trading your time from this to this. Yeah. So you're not really starting, because most people think they got to be geniuses and start a crazy formula. No, switch the focus. So let's stop at something.
I like that you said that, because whenever I do stop a habit, I always replace it with something else, right? So now once you get the information, right, that I give somebody, all they have to do is stop doing one habit that they normally do and just switch it over to that.
Example, let's say they go out, most people work, so 9 to 5. When you get off of work and you take a shower, it's the first thing you want to do.
Watch TV.
You want to chill. You want to relax. You do not want to go get no calls done. You don't want to go, you got to sacrifice. You got to stop doing something. Stopping is I want to chill and watch TV. And all you did was start doing the call. Start watching the calls. Start learning something new. Mm-hmm. And then most people think it can happen overnight, in a week. No, you just did something out your element. It's easy to us, so they see us close the deal quick. Because when we first started, this was out our element. We couldn't do it. Now this is our element. This is who we are. It became us. Like, you gotta be. They gotta be it. So you did it one day. You did something outside your element. You ain't get no results. And now you're not satisfied. Or you did it for a week. Or you did it for a month. Or you did it for 2 months. And you're not satisfied. You're not the person. Mm-hmm. That's why we know with a month, 2 months in this business, it could be slow. But we the person. We know, something's going to give. Because we the person.
How did you know you were this type of person?
You want to answer that first?
How did I know? So,
it's a great question.
I always, when I'm explaining, it goes back to like me playing basketball, bro. I'm small, so I had to be in the gym. I was in the YMCA. I was in my Patrides gym early in the morning, last one to leave. I don't want to... Cromwell, we right on the water.
Before they sink.
I was the first one there. I lived up the block. Like, the work ethic, the discipline, the things that most people aren't going to do, because most people, they're looking at the next person and like, all right, this person is doing this, so I'm going to do this. But what if that person stops? Then you going to stop? If I focus on myself, I'm going to always keep going. So putting that discipline, focusing on myself, that's when you take off.
Definitely.
No, I was gonna ask for you. How did you know you were this person as well? Because you both, what you guys have a lot of commonalities in the discipline, the work ethic. Mike, we spoke about this briefly. You being a quarterback of a sports team, being able to understand everyone's position and role. You guys both said sports, but was there like a defining moment that you all realized that this was who you were meant to be, destined to be? Like land flipping, or just being successful, point blank period, was what you're destined to be?
Sports showed me that I got it in me. Like you said, being a quarterback, being a leader, knowing that people actually listening, people actually look up to me. I gotta know it. I gotta lead us. Like football was, especially at that position QB, was the first real test that showed me I could do this. Like I could speak to people. I could, anything that I feel like I put my mind to, it ain't really too hard. And if I could imagine it, I got so many things that I hear. It said if you could see it, it's not impossible. Because if it's impossible, you can't see it.
It wouldn't be done. Couldn't be done, yeah.
So anything you see in your head is and you could imagine it, it's possible.
And I'm gonna piggyback off of that, right? The fact that we could put pictures in our head, why don't we utilize that? You just said if we could picture it, we could make it happen.
Right.
And God gives us the ability to paint any picture we want.
Getting to that, I know I don't like getting too religious, but football showed me I had these traits where I could talk to people and have leadership and not be scared to just lead. But a lot of things in life teach you a lot. I know Eli could definitely relate. A lot of things in life mold you for this. So it's like you go through something in life. For an example, let's say jobs. I had a job where I worked PCC, and we used to do campaigns. So I used to read a monitor prompt about somebody $8 an hour, reading a campaign for 40 hours a week, like for getting $200 after taxes. But those skills of me sitting there just taking a bunch of no's. I knew I had the leadership skills and learning and being a leader from football. But then the next mind says, you gotta take on a lot of no's too. You gotta be able to sit there and it takes and not let it phase you and still give that energy the next one. Same call. Hey, this is Mike. And I don't let the last call go into the next call. Like, so just little jobs and a lot of stuff in life. I can go on for days. You know that.
You gotta do it before you delegate it, right? So like how you saying that you had to look at the teleprompter and memorize the script or make all those calls and say, no, you have to do that before you could make somebody else do it. And that's all I was doing. I did all my hours. Soon I came to Florida, driving for dollars, door dashing, and making calls. So I was just getting all those reps. So now I could teach somebody a week, 2 weeks, how to do that. Now they're off on their own. They bring me a deal. I make money. You got to think long term.
Speaking of long term, what is the long term play for you? Because with land, like you said, is unlimited resources, right? So let's say a lot of people get into land. How do you plan on taking land flipping to the next level?
So I believe with what I'm doing right now, marketing myself as being that land person, land opportunities is going to continue coming to me. Whether that's developers, that's people bringing me deals, and that's just networking, right? So I plan on taking this land to the next level, like acres, entitlements, getting in between deals, raising money, so now I could pay more because I'm making more, and then it just continues to grow. So.
And what about you, Mike?
I didn't want to get too religious, but God, like I'm starting to believe in God more and more. I was a kid, I used to say to myself, I feel like I believe in God, but do I really believe in God? But like the more and more I think of God and I understand He's an abundant person. God is wealth. God is abundant. That means it's limitless. That means it's enough for us to give down to generations and still enough. still enough to be out here. So when you say land is limited, ain't nothing limited out here. And life, it could be something that's not resourceful enough, like it ain't break, but there's no limit. So it's always an opportunity. So what's an opportunity today might not be an opportunity tomorrow. What was an opportunity yesterday. So it always changes. So I always look at everything limitless. So it's always gonna be a piece of land, or it's always gonna be something to wholesale.
Oh, so it's gonna be an opportunity for you to be able to be
Always gonna be an
abundant.
opportunity. I never look at lack. Back to Myron Golden, I'm taking a lot of his gems, and I know he like, this man, he owed me or something.
If he put it on YouTube, he's doing his work. He's doing service for the community.
He's doing his,
because everybody can't afford the $36,000. You know, everybody can't. Of course, the
you
mastermind.
thank God for you too.
Everybody. Thank God for you too. Hashtag put that on the shirt.
Allow me to be in a room with a person like that, which makes me start thinking differently. And all he was saying was, Satan was real and God is real. And God is basically, Satan's the God of lack. He's the God, but the God of lack. And God is the God of abundance. God is the God of it's no limit. It's no. And when I look at people who think of lack, it's like, nah, it ain't no lack out here.
Nah.
It's none. It's really no lack. And then when I started thinking like that, I just see life differently. Things open up more. Like it's unlimited opportunities.
And I could give you the analogy with land. Mm-hmm. After 2021, I'm like, damn, land might, not really sell anymore. Like, I'm not going to be making that much money. Then 2022 happened. I'm doing even better than 2021. And I'm like, damn, 2022, I've been doing this for 2 years. This shit might die down. Then 2023 happens. I'm just doing just as good. So it's like, it's always going to be opportunities.
Always.
Once you make it a habit, that's when it's going to happen.
Speaking of habits, what are some of your habits that you had to break in order to become successful?
See, me, I'm gonna start because my story, I'm still in it. So it's as I'm in this podcast, this current moment, I done learned a new skill, acquired a new skill, but I'm still working on being that person. So I know this man right here to the right of me, he did way more work. His work is basically he taught me a skill where I still could make, but I still got to be this person more. So I know he can answer this question way better for you.
Say this question one more time.
So basically in your current position, being this person who has this mentality, has this mindset, how did you get to this point where you broke certain habits, and what were those habits that you had to break in order to become this person?
So one, I was a big gamer. Like, big gamer. Like, I used to go to events. A lot of people don't even know, for Gears of War and Xbox, right? And that was a habit because that wasn't making me money. And it's spending all my time. Like, you'll be 8 hours on the game, and it really feel like an hour or two. So that time, now I have that time, I could put it into hustling, making money. Because now really the perks of life, making money, is that freedom. Like, the freedom of me being here right now, the freedom of me being in the city, getting any type of food I want in the city with my mom's, taking her any place, buying her what she wants, seeing that happiness trickle over to, my parents and hopefully the next generation. But yeah, he definitely looked that gaming, because I could think, the reason I say I still got a lot of bad habits that I know if I worked on, I'll be even further, because he give me these talks all the time. Like, he'll give me the rollie, Mike, put the rollie on, like, just Mike, really start changing because you smart, you know these things, you know how to, I would know how to get my life together. I tell you everything on how to get me there. But he be like, why you ain't get there?
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Yo, it be real. So I done had my successes where I done made 6 figures, 12 months doing this, but I still know I got a lot more to work on now. He done worked on.
Yeah, I would say this, Mike. You got half of the equation. Some people don't even have none of the equation.
Yeah.
Think about how, like, where they at. You feel me? So with having half, how I see it is like, I might as well go all the way through. Like, I already jumped off the boat. Like, I already put myself out there, so I might as well milk this to the fullest. You know, I might as well put all my efforts. The time I don't have with my family, I'm putting it to this. The time I don't have, masterminding with like-minded individuals, I'm putting to this, because this is what's going to change your life, and not change your life, change your son, your lady, and your family. You feel me? I know you're a family man, so that's why I be telling you so much. Like, yo, bro, we could take this to the furthest, like, where we all good. And I'm just seeing the little bits and pieces now of what I'm paying the people around me. So I'm just like, damn, this is only the beginning. Like, my mentor be telling me, yo, this. I gotta implement with you and that we could run up a bag. And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm already feeling like I'm super far out. So when he say that, I'm like, oh shit, who can I bring with me now? Because as time goes on, that price. You told me Myron Golden's price. My price is nowhere near that right now, but I'm gonna get it to that price. I want to make $1 million in a month, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's
6-figure days, $1 million days.
6 figures.
So before we even jumped on, remember, we was talking a little briefly before this with my cousin, and his goal at being 24, his goal was to obtain 100,000 by 30. To obtain and hold 100,000, it's a 6-year goal. That's a 6-year goal, but look at the type of people we watch. When I'm sharing to him, the Myron Golden, he charged $11,000 an hour for travel time. That's not his stay. And then the speaking gig is $250,000. And this is things where he's telling you, I ain't that different. I ain't that smart.
Right.
I know what I do. I teach people how to scale a business. We can teach people how to close deals. We actually close deals. You don't have to be extraordinary out here. Yeah. You start being that person, and you could do one thing. You could just master one thing and make millions of dollars. Mastering one thing. So now I know I take a lot of gems from my boy, but I look at people, we look up to people who make $11,000 an hour for travel time. So when I hear that my cousin got these goals of 100,000, a 6-year goal, it's just like, where did we
painful.
get this?
It's painful to hear that.
It's just a mindset.
Some people call it a spirit.
And Myron Golden, if y'all know, he ain't got a leg. He lost his son. He done been through things in life where most people would be like, I'm done with this. Like, yeah. My cousin got all his limbs. He got everything, all his health, everybody alive. But you thinking lack. You thinking, like he said, it was real. If he didn't wholesale land, that was a realistic goal in his mind.
Right.
Because that's a realistic goal where we come from. But when we get the chance to see these people on the screen, because we got YouTube today, and we got all this access to be. I'm in rooms with billionaires and I ain't in the room. People don't notice that. They're like, why you watching TV? I'm in the room with them.
Right.
You think that I'm just
crib
I'm
right
in the crib with them. I get the chance to be with Ray Dalio and Diddy when they talking about principles. Take advantage. We get to learn from these people. So then you learn how big they think. 11,000 hours an hour, but then we think most people in our family 6 figures, that's a good job. I love my job. I want to work there. No, you don't. Let's be real. That's a facade, and you trying to make, unless you're truly happy. If you're truly happy when you have that job, cheers to you, like, because you winning. Yeah. But let's be real. Like,
most people aren't truly happy working a 9 to 5. They're happy just being able to stay alive and move around. So I understand completely, and I like your approach when you think about things like that. You're saying like you're in the room with billionaires. You're basically, some people call it ear hustling. You basically eavesdropping on a conversation, but you're right there front and center. The only difference, you don't get to ask the question, but
they asking even better questions because they're already rich. Right. They asking questions that really need to be asked.
Having high level conversations, most definitely.
And it's crazy because every time I speak to you, Mike, I feel like you even teach me something different. Like whenever I'm hearing you, because I know you listening to these people. Cool. So every time I hear you, I'm like, damn, I'm going to implement this into my life to get to their level. Because I know I'm right there. It's a couple plays, a couple little movements, a couple new connections, handshakes from being right there with them.
So, what are some places that you go, or where are some places that you've realized that successful people go to basically network and connect? Where are some of those places that you've been? Golf course, yeah, nah, that's a
I
fact.
always see that.
That's a fact.
I always see that. I think cigar shops, vacation,
Brookfield Palace.
Brookfield Palace, high-end areas. Like, we were just there. I'm telling you, the environment. We met, as we're walking, right? This Spanish guy, he comes running by us and he says, "What's up?" Like, hey. And we said, "How you doing?" Like, hello. Like, he kept going, but he doubled back. He said, "Yo, y'all want to take some shots?" We like, yeah. He brings us with two finance guys in Tribeca, and we all having a conversation talking about what we doing and exchanging numbers and stuff like that. But that's us being in those environments. Like, I told Mike, I don't want to meet you in the hood. Meet me in Tribeca. Meet me in elevated places. This is what you gotta do. Like, I don't want to go back. Like, I want to bring people with me to the top.
Exactly.
To those environments. I don't want to go back. Come with me to the top.
Definitely not the hood. See, nah, yeah, dude.
Nah, go ahead.
The hood, yeah, cause when we been there our whole lives. What I'm going there for. So when we go to these, we looking to elevate, we looking to grow. So when he's like, "Yo, meet me over here, meet me here," like you saying the original question, where are these people at? These are places we need to be at. Where these people at? Cause these are people we want to be around. People like-minded. We go to the hood. You know that conversation like in that group that you see?
2K and women. Nah, for real, it's 2K and women.
But if Eli walk past with a rollie on, you know how they looking at him?
Yeah.
They not looking at it like, yo, he could really teach us how to get a rollie himself. But for ourselves, they looking at it like, nah, I want his rollie now. Damn. Yeah, go get another one on your own. Why do we want to be in that atmosphere?
Yeah.
Well, we have to be in survival mode.
Right.
I know, because I was on the other side of the fence before in life. When you over there and you looking and y'all feel like y'all the crabs in the barrel mentality,
yeah.
And somebody comes through that got nice stuff and we feel like they not cool with us, so they ain't not, we looking at them a different way.
Man.
It's like, nah, you can't come through our streets. You can't pull up, hey, bring that shit over there. Like, so when we go to these places, Brookfield Palaces, they welcome people like-minded. Where we looking for the like-minded.
Right.
So when we go to those places, unless you want to be treacherous, if you don't want to be treacherous, don't go to the trenches.
Yeah.
You want to be rich, go to the golf course. Go to cigar lounge.
Go to the country club.
Go to
Even if you could
areas.
talk and work for free. How many people don't work for free and got opportunities and learn from somebody? You all learning from somebody.
Yeah.
And then get into, with your next question, I just want to just butt in on this.
This talk ain't cheap, bro. Safe space. Go crazy.
Yeah, because now, I learned the skill. I learned the skill of wholesaling. I made money, make good money. Now that I teach it and got paid for teaching it, it hits me different now. And when I say differently, it's always that famous saying when people say, if you do what you love, don't feel like you working. Even while wholesaling, let's be real. Biggest checks, $15,000 checks, $10,000 checks, still feel like I'm working. I still got the freedom. I'm still in my house. I'm still anywhere I want to be. I can still do what I want when I want. But it doesn't feel like the quote I just said. Teaching and getting paid. Oh, it don't feel like I even work. It felt like, oh, I could do this all day. Yeah. This lady right here, wherever she outside this window, like, she asked me something, hey, how do you speak to a builder? Oh, I'm going to be loving to tell her how to speak to a builder. It don't feel like work. So then I learned that teaching people might be the game changer. Like,
it is.
But I had to, in order to teach, I had to do something first.
Yeah.
What did I have to? I had to do I had to learn something. So most people out here, that's where the facade and the imposters get caught up, cause they marketed and they out here teaching things they ain't really did. So I had to at least do something. Sorry, I made 6 figures doing land. I ain't gonna say I hate it, but it still feels like I gotta work.
Yeah.
You're still learning how to do it right. You're still growing through it.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, because it's like, it's not that you're not passionate, but it's not the sole thing that motivates you to do what you do.
It's good. Let's be real. We like, it's freedom and gives you the money. And that's what most people want. And wholesale, I don't know if you ever heard of this. Wholesaling, they say, is the gateway to business.
Yeah.
Just like weed, they say, is the gateway to drugs. Once you start smoking, you start trying something else, and gateway gives you, like wholesaling, the gateway gives you confidence.
And capital.
Capital, confidence. Now, and then you start delegating. You feel like you can run any business. Now, because the 4 parts, I don't want rich dad, poor dad. I got too many things.
Nah, talk about it.
It's talk ain't cheap,
wealth,
bro.
He said, financial literacy, investing, market analysis, and the law. 4 things you need to know. So basically, it's how to read the money, how to trade the money for more money, how to analyze where the money's at, supply and demand. Where's that money at? Where does it need to be, and how to protect the money. The law.
Account.
All LLCs, all the rich people stay rich, and all the 4 components for wealth. So when I hear the market analysis, and I'm thinking like, I was just going where the money's at. Like, come on. I feel like I'm getting off topic right now. Like I'm just
I'm just happy, and I'm taking in all of this because I'm just proud of you.
Word.
You came a long way.
Thank you. I got a long way to go.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Most people like Eli, he could be out here outside fronting. We could be outside like, you know who we are, you know what we did. We know we gotta do way more. Like where he's at, people can't touch them numbers. I made 6 figures, 12 months. Most people, they really chilling.
Yeah.
I know, damn, I gotta do way more.
Word.
I gotta do way, way more. So it's like, it's the finish line, it keeps going further forever. You know that. There is no finish line.
So what is the next finish line for you at this point?
That's why I was originally saying teaching is like, it's basically people, serving people. I used to think I just want a lot of money and be by myself. I used to think, like, if I had money, probably people would never see me. I had my own house somewhere, car. And then I'm starting to realize it's really life's about people. The more I start serving people, the happier I am. When I really could change somebody's life.
And when I tell you, I changed a couple people's lives, several people's.
I'm one of them.
That is the best feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like when people tell me that because of the knowledge that I gave them, they was able to apply it and quit their job. Now they doing this full time, making 6 figures. I can't even explain it. It's like a higher frequency. It's a drug that you always want to feel, and this is why I'm spreading out this knowledge. I'm doing free classes, you know, because even the amount of the course, mentorship, for the value, the course is nothing. Like price, the value is everything. So, damn.
People always know the price, never know the value. For $9.97, what's the cost?
$9.97.
I do consultations for $150. We talking about you get one-on-one access with the person closing deals himself. People still be like, I can't do it. $9.97. $9.97, you know what that teaches you? You know what $150 gives you? People still find a way to, no, everything is what it is.
Yeah.
This is going to teach you how to make money from home with no credit, no credentials, no license, no none of that. But still, most people, back to the colon.
There's a fear. People, you know what I've noticed? People don't really know the value of their dollar, but they know how much dollars they got. They don't know how much their value, what they can really do with their money, but they know exactly how much they got. And I'm not gonna lie, I think that comes from just being impoverished, coming from a poverty mindset. Bro, I'll sit here and be honest with you. We came from the mud, but we've been out of the mud and we still live like we in the mud. And that's a mentality shift that needs to happen, because at the end of the day, people only can do what they know. If they knew better, they do better.
But they gotta know, bro, and this is why you gotta buy into these things, because without the information, you don't know anything, so you can't do anything. Like before I knew wholesaling, I was door dashing, making $12,000 a year. With wholesaling, with flipping land, I can make that in a day.
Ain't got your time.
Ain't got my time. So the information is everything. Without the information, you're stuck. So even if you don't apply it right away, you still got the information. So that's why you got to tap in now, because you never know. You might hear something and like, you know what, I could do this. You get that spark of energy like, yo, I could do this. And you might apply it and get a deal that next day. I know people that got deals the next day from calling. So anybody could do it. Now, I don't say that happens with everybody, but just the fact that you can make $10,000 on one day cold calling, like you said, $20,000, like.
A lot of people don't do the math. Let's be real. What do they make at work? 40 hours. What is most people? Most people, you know.
They're not making more than $52,000 a year.
Let's just do the math.
So that's not even $1,000 a week.
50, which is not even $1,000 a week. You're giving 40 hours a week, which is basically 160 a month. You're giving you gotta understand what you're exchanging. Most
Right.
people think they going to work. You're exchanging something you can never get back again.
Your time.
You cannot get this time back again. You're exchanging 160 hours of your life in exchange for a little less than what you say, $4,000 a month. You could put 60 hours into yourself for that month. I bet you make $4,000.
Yeah, if you really own it like you should.
You don't even got to put the whole
60 in. Yeah,
Put just 60 hours into yourself selling water bottles. Right at the ferry, $1. You'll be making $4,000 a month. So while people, and then you work with somebody else's business, and then you can't wake up when you want, you can't go to sleep when you want, you can't do nothing when you want. Your kids, you can't go out, you lose your job. So to give my life in exchange for just $4,000 a month, $52,000 a year, people ain't doing the math out here. And then I don't care what you do, you put 160 hours into anything,
Right.
you are going to see results. Most people don't trust themselves. You're giving 40 hours straight to that job. Give yourself, I don't care if you come up with selling dad hats. If you just selling dad hats, if you wake up from 8 o'clock, treat your job, your business just like you treat that job. 15-minute breaks, right? Give yourself 15-minute breaks. Don't sit for 2 hours because you work for yourself now, watching TV, because you know nobody's on top of you now.
Mm-hmm.
Treat your lunch break with your business just like your lunch break at work. It's no way, because you change your input. Your output would automatically change. You're doing something. You're being somebody. Your identity changes. And now you're doing changes. Now what you're going to have is going to change as well.
Right.
People ain't doing the math. You could tell it's clear as day. People ain't doing the math. I'm stressed out at work. Only make $52,000. But you could be selling stuff that already get sold and make an easy $100K.
Like land.
It's the fear of not knowing. It's just not knowing. I never blame nobody. I never look at nobody like I'm better than them or they stupid or they just didn't open the gifts that God gave them. God gave us all these gifts.
Abundance.
They didn't open all of theirs yet. I'm looking at you like, damn, you ain't open your gifts yet. You ain't really opening them. Like, and you letting them get spoiled, expiring. God, he know what he doing. He know it. Come on, I don't get too religious.
I think it's beautiful that you tapping into that side, because people need to hear this. Everyone thinks that it's just the physical, right? That you just have to work and put action behind things, or it's just the mental, or I just got to get the right information. But there's a spiritual component to this too, and a lot of it that you're saying is that there's a spirit of fear, there's a spirit of lack, there's things that are spiritual that are impacting why people aren't getting into those things that they need to get into.
Rich people are evil. Not to cut you off. How many times y'all heard that? Rich people are evil.
It's a spirit, yeah.
Most people think rich people got rich because they took it from other people. They're taking their money. No, they not. There's rich people out there that's evil, but not all rich people evil. Like superheroes, right? All of the superheroes, enemies, are what? Typically what?
Get rich, yeah.
They're typically rich people.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
already like, we're conditioned to think a certain type of way. And then the only superheroes, right, that are rich, they don't got no superpowers. Batman, Iron Man. Pay attention to how they're brainwashing us. They're saying you can't really be somebody and be rich at the same time. You have to be an asshole. You have to be evil. You have to be this, like, no you don't. No you don't. Wealth is a God word. These are really God words. Wealth. God don't want us to be broke. He don't reward those that sleep. He don't really, if you really read the Bible, it's really a book of business. It's teaching people principles of business.
Prosperity, yeah. How to be prosperous.
And people out here, they still look at the lack. They look at what they don't got, and then where intention go, intention follow. Now that's what you're paying attention to.
You will only go. Your business will only go as far as you grow. So business is like the biggest self-development, self-care, self-anything. You know, that's why I tell people, even if you don't have the right mindset at first, still jump into it. Because once you do something over and over again, like if you try wholesaling for like 2 years, you might get it that third year. Even if you don't get it those first 2 years, as long as you keep on trying, keep on doing it.
That's the fear, though. That's the scare. Let's be real. Most people listening to this right now ain't waiting 2 years. Yeah.
But they'll go to college for 4 years, though.
We'll go to college 4 years and in debt at the end of it. And they printing degrees every day, so you know what the value of degrees doing? Going down by the second.
Yeah.
So you need to learn a skill or go to them golf courses, them cigar lounges. Start watching YouTube, get in these rooms with these millionaires. Because they not doing extraordinary things. They just doing it over extraordinary time.
Right.
They do one thing over extraordinary time. That's what gets them where they at. They not jumping off the building and they not elite singers. They just ran their business for 10 years straight, head down and multi-millionaires. Like, and we here. And like you said, people ain't doing the math. A lot of lack and a lot of bad vibes. People chilling in the hood all day. You know, drugs, alcohol, relationships, women. Women play, when it come to men, women play a big role, vice versa.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff out here. It's a lot of moving parts.
What would you say?
It's not just surface. You know, it's never just surface.
Let me ask y'all a question. What would you say, like, people could replace from the bad stuff, right? Because we're talking about what they, like, you know, they're not doing. Mm-hmm. So what should they be doing?
What they should be doing. Go first. I think first thing first is everybody you know that's a bad vibe, you should stop talking to. You know they bad vibes already. You know you don't trust them. You know you can't leave no money on you know you don't trust them with your girl. You know you don't whatever it is. Whatever that gut is that you know more than me, and whoever this is that's listening knows what I'm talking about. You need to cut them off. That's step one. Cut them off and replace those roles that got cut off with positive. With positive. I don't care if it's a new wholesaler. I don't care if it's somebody with the intention of going somewhere. It just got to be replaced with all the bad. So it starts with people. Because now when you change the people, I guarantee you already something's going to start changing. Your mindset, you changing the input. It's so hard to fail if you start doing the right. How many people you know that never drunk, never did nothing wrong, chilled around the right people, and then messed up in life?
Not many.
I don't even know one.
You know, it's crazy. Since I've been hanging with millionaires, like, my mindset even changed. Like, these people think about money all the time.
All day.
Like, it goes back to what you told me before. You got to have the balance. Like, when you really said that, all the rich people I know, they don't have the balance. Especially not right now. If they young, what? They get into it.
Super focused. This is the difference, too. I go talk money. See how I could talk money here? He don't turn the TV on at his house. And I was the one that wanted to chill for a little second or two. Like, no, bro. We writing our own movies. When I talk, but when I'm out here, when I'm in my hometown, it's annoying when I'm talking to people. It's like, he want to talk about getting, we don't want to get rich. Where's the liquor at? Where's the roll up? I don't want to talk about getting better. I don't care what Grant Cardone said. I don't care about that book. I don't care that you learned the new. It's annoying. My fault at the bottom, because I know I messed the audio up. But yeah, it's annoying in certain areas. So where you go, where there's rich people, they talking about money. And they talking about money all day, every day. And their wives roll their eyes. Here he goes. Talking about his money. But she ain't leaving, right?
Right.
She ain't leaving, right? The one that's not talking about money and they like what they say and they man's talking about, they the ones dibbling dabbling. Like,
Yeah.
Let's be real. Like,
Nah, talk that talk. I think what you said is important. It's kind of like where you put your focus is where you put your progress. It's like if you're focusing on how to get money and how to be successful, and that's where you're putting your energy, your spirit, your mindset into, then you'll see the results of that. But if you're focusing on binge watching shows and the NBA finals and women and bottles all day, and what do you think is only going to come out for that? It's like you kind of tell the tree from the fruit. Right. So it's like I see that. I definitely see what you're saying, and that's important. I would say some of the things that I would, for my own personal experience, what I would replace with some of the things that may take away from my goals is putting in more hours with more experiences of the things I care about. So my biggest issue sometimes is like I am like super, like these last couple of months I've been super insular. I've been really closer to God as well though. Like I've been taking a lot of time being closer to God, but I've been really distant from people. And I have a podcast network. I have clothes. I have a message to put out. I got artists that I work with that that want me to manage them. I have a lot of different things that could make me a billionaire if I just sit down and really focus my energy there. But I've been so insular because I've been taking so much time worrying about personally me. So I would say what I would replace some of those things with is more experiences. Just more experiences of being able to not be perfect. More experiences of learning how I can add more value. Like you said, join masterminds, be around more people. I think that's where I'm at now. Like I have to replace a lot of people I've lost with more high value people that can help me take me to the next level. One of the things I've been saying for a long time is that I want to get to a position where I'm not the smartest person in the room. Mm-hmm. That for a long time, you got to think about it. Y'all have always been popular to a certain extent. You're usually like the best person at what you do in the room. Mm-hmm. And people are usually around you not only because they mess with you, but because like you're that guy, you're him. Mm-hmm. So now you got to get to a point where it's like I don't have to just be him anymore. I could be a him amongst other hymns, like a king among other kings, a god amongst other gods. Not saying like that, but you know what I'm saying, in the sense of like Hercules and all that stuff. So it's like that's what I would say is get to that point. Yeah. That's where I'm at. That's what I think is the only thing really missing in my arsenal of like talent and just getting to the next level. Getting to a point where it's like, yo, please, like show intel, not just talk. Show intel. Do both. And like you spoke about, like teaching the information and the data and the knowledge of how to get to that next level, definitely do that. Read more books. I used to read a lot. Now I kind of slowed down, but read more books, challenge myself. Get outside, explore, and actually live life. That's what I would say you should start doing if you aren't doing it already. But my next question for you all is, where are you in your process of becoming who you need to become? Like looking back and now looking at where you are now, like what can you say has been your biggest improvement?
I think with me is getting out of my shell. So going to these events, speaking to these people, speaking in general. Like growing up, I ain't want to talk. I ain't really want to talk to nobody. Like I was always, me being the only child, I was basically by myself a lot of times, so just speaking in general, like I'm getting much better at that, and it's still levels to it because I haven't spoken in front of 1,000 people yet, but I know soon I'm gonna get there, telling my story, getting out of my comfort zone, and I know once I get over that feeling, I could do 10,000, because if you could do it one time, you could do it limitless.
What was the question again?
Basically the question was, at what point, what are some basically his improvements, like what are some of the things that you've noticed that you improved upon during your process?
So much stuff. I don't even. Definitely what he's saying, talking to people. I always talk to people from sports and playing football and stuff and being in the neighborhood, but like people that I know I don't have to talk to, or like I don't want to talk to. It's a big difference. Now I talk to people that I would have never talked to. Yeah, I could talk to my friends all day, but him saying that, like, I definitely could relate to that. But a lot of things, image is huge for me, like, working on that. I could keep going on for days, bro. Like, It's so much stuff. Hold on, you gotta give me the question again, bro. I gotta hear the full question again.
Nah, it's fine. Cause I the question basically is based off of all the things that you've done in your process. What improvements have you made? Like, what are some of the improvements that you've made that you've noticed you made along your process?
Oh yeah, definitely. Just talking to more random people, and definitely the image, just speaking proper, not slang and cursing as much. Still do it, but not as much. But I'm still working on so much. That's why it's like this is still an early question for me.
What are some things that you're working on? Because you've been saying that you've been working so much on just improvement. What are some of the things that you're trying to improve upon?
Like those 4 things I was saying in the beginning to create wealth. Financial literacy is number 1. Basically just means being able to read the story of numbers. Being able to tell the story. I could tell you see how I could tell you 6 figures? I can't really tell you the number amount. I feel like Eli knows these numbers. He knows how much he made this month. He knows how much he spent this month. Like, so if I don't really know how much I'm making and spending, I really don't know what I got. So it's like, that's the first thing of wealth. And I don't even got that down the board. But I'm confident because I got the skills. And I just got a lot of confidence. And I know I trust myself. And anything I do, I always, back against the wall, I always get myself out of it. But it's like, that's not a good way of living.
Yeah.
Back to Myron Golden again. He was saying how it was like ants. Study something about ants. It was something that he's saying from another guy. How ants, they prepare during the good times. They prepare for the bad times. Mm-hmm. Like that whole time the good times are happening, they use the good times to prepare for the bad times.
Yeah.
And when the bad time comes, they rest and look forward to the good times again. So it's like my thing is I'll do something good and then I feel like everything's good. Oh no, bad's coming. Everything's going good. Something bad's gonna come. Just live for 10 years and you gonna know something bad's gonna come. Something's gonna happen. Somebody gonna die. Something's gonna happen.
I always say this: when things are good, give God glory. But because people go to God when things are bad, but when things are good, they don't pray. You should be praying when things are good and when things are bad.
That's my problem.
Right.
What you saying? That's my problem. So I get up, fall down, and that's why I know the confidence in me. I always give myself out of so I could close 10 deals. But then when I closed 10 deals and I made $20,000, $30,000 in a month, I ain't do nothing the whole next month, chilling. And then it's like all that momentum's gone and I spend all the money. And I got to get it back up.
One thing I would say to you, Mike, what I think is, because I used to have that problem too, is when I started thinking bigger in terms of I'm not thinking for myself no more. Because you could be good with, however much you make. Yeah. But think about, I want to make sure people's good, like employees, like I want to get to where I'm paying Sherelle, Jazz, not like them a premium.
Good money,
so they could be in the high rise. Cause Sherelle living in a good area right now, but like I want everybody to be in the high rise. I want us all to be under the castle. Real talk, we all in the castle where we can meet at the business center, do work. We can meet at each other's cribs. Hang out, whatever the case may be, mastermind, but thinking bigger.
And for others.
You
can only help more people by helping you. And it's so true because I could teach people. You know how many times I see this when I would tell people this game and then they'll look at me a certain type of way like, I hear you, but it's like, where's the big ass house? Where's that sports car? Where's that Rollie? Where's that?
And I'll say this because one thing, and you're right, there's a misconception about how wealth looks like. Yeah. And that's not, to me, wealth. Like, I think being able to maximize your time, being able to do things with the people you love, not having to worry, not having to check your bank account for every single thing, being able to move around how you want to move around, Like, I was raised, like I said, not coming up with much. So for me, like, I'm not one to be having to buy new sneakers and buy new cars and new clothes all the time. Like, I'm okay with what I got. I think that's true wealth, having your wellness in check. Like, make sure you are well, you're happy, you're healthy, your friends are Gucci, and then make sure your health is in check. Make sure you're eating well. Make sure you're sleeping well. Because people are trying to make it seem like just because you're successful, you're not supposed to sleep. You're supposed to rest and sleep. Your body has to be optimal. So optimizing every facet of life is true wealth to me. Being able to get to that point where you don't have to look older, your shoulder or worry about certain type of things that really are beneath you in a certain capacity. Like being able to live a fruitful life with fruitful people and do things that are impactful and being able to be loved and love others. Like I think that's true wealth. I guess for you all, what does wealth look like to you?
To me, it's 100% freedom. Doing what I want, when I want, wherever I want, with whoever I want, to be honest. I mean, of course, that whoever, once I have a family, is going to be with the family, but I want to make sure that they with me, you know. Me and my wife, we go on vacation. We got a nanny that travels with us, a travel nanny, son. Like, I want that type of freedom. My kids going to private schools, honestly, because me going to Patrides, I think was the smartest thing my mom probably done for me, honestly, you know, because I get a different perspective. I'm seeing people with pools in the backyard. Like, my friends have pools in their backyard, bro. Like, in-ground pools in Staten Island. That's rare. You feel me? This ain't Florida. Like, so seeing that, seeing people live different, like, that's what I want. So I want that type of freedom. And that's what I'm building right now. Because I feel like having a brand right now it's going to pay off 10 years from now.
Well, and speaking of 10 years from now, so breaking down now to your next 10 years, what do you believe is going to look like? And what do you feel you also need to do to make it happen?
I feel like EDB Academy is going to be a household name within real estate, especially in this land space where I know I'm going to pivot, because that's what an entrepreneur does. He pivots all the time. So we're going to be a household name in real estate, one of the best, if not the best. And with that, you know, of course the money's going to come, but more so is the impact. I'm going to impact a lot of lives. Like, a lot of people is going to get into this game and make millions of dollars. And not just from infill lots, acres, you know, wholesaling in general, everything in real estate. Because these people already they already have the blueprint, like Jerry Norton, Bryant Daniels. All I'm doing is copying them, right? That's all I'm doing.
They successful.
And they super successful.
Studying rich people. What do rich people do? Just doing what they doing. It don't be that. Another thing that, because I'm more mindset. It's always about that mindset. You got to be the person. A lot of people correlate money and happiness. Money and happiness. Happiness got nothing to do with money. Money got nothing to do with happiness. We just saying we want money in our lives to help our lives. Still could be who you are. You was happy before you. You was miserable when you was at Patrides?
I wasn't even miserable door dashing, to be honest.
Let's be real. You wasn't really unhappy. It was just, damn, I need some money.
Right.
I need more.
Just need some money. So when we say these wholesaling, this is money. This is for money. You don't got to slave at that job. You get your life back and you get some money. But don't correlate with happiness. So when we always talk money and business and real estate and most of these conversations, let's be real, this podcast, it's not going to attract a lot of people because it's talking real talk. Because they're like, damn, like I got they talking that talk. They want to hear the drama. They want to hear the bad stuff. Like, nah, it's all the good stuff, bro. Like,
Nah, you good.
Nah, do your thing. I'm good. I feel like I just be ran.
Nah, that's a fact. I feel like we could, me and you, Mike, and Clee, but especially us, since we doing this business, we are the front runners of this business. So the opportunity we have is, like you said, limitless, abundance. We are the face of a whole niche within real estate. With God granting us the ability to be the front runners of this, we have to bring this to the maximum. Like, we could literally be those guys in every location, not just Staten Island, because, you know, there's some people that's just Staten Island, but we could be the nation.
Global.
Right.
And I know we have to wrap up with time, but I would like to say, final question for both of you gentlemen. Where are you at right now mentally, and where do you hope to go with land flipping spiritually?
Mentally, I'm in a great space. I'm happy, you know, like seeing my family, how proud they are of me, makes me proud. Cause it's like the representation, the outside representation of like, oh snap, I'm really doing something. Cause sometimes, like even when you working out, you never know you getting bigger until somebody really tells you. So,
big.
so you know, getting that love from them makes me happy. But it's also, you know, feeling that separation that kind of makes me sad. Cause I know, you know, you can't bring everybody with you, right? And not everybody's happy for you. So it's those people that you love that's not happy for you. I feel that as well when I come home. So, you know, that's how I'm.
Definitely, me mentally, definitely in a good space. This wholesaling, like I told you, gave me the confidence that I know I can knock down businesses and do more. Spiritually, it's definitely helping me. God, I'm seeing things more abundantly. And like piggybacking off what he's saying, though, it's kind of sad when you start to see people you love don't see what you sharing. And it's like, it is what it is, though.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, but we in a good space, spiritually and mentally. Because we know where we going, we can see it in the outside realm. We know what's going on outside, but we feel good on the inside, too. We know who we are, and we're going to serve people and really help them. We ain't here to just get your dollar. We're not here to use the money, use the people and just love the money. We loving the people and using the money.
Right.
I love that. If people want to follow you guys, connect with you guys, where can they go to do so?
You can follow me on Instagram at Thy Book of Eli. If you want to learn how to flip land, I do free classes every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. You could text LAND at 813-687-8867 if you want to join my free class. Make sure you tap in because I will get you right. And this can change your lives because it changed multiple people's lives.
Yeah, Mike.
And you can follow me at Mike Goffredo. That's G with a G, Mike Goffredo on all platforms. You know, I flip land, family, man. You got anything, you reach out to me. I do one-on-one consultations. I ain't like Eli, yeah, I ain't got no courses and none of that. Hopefully we work on something, but, you know, I still help people one-on-one. So people that need extra time, I offer that. But Mike Goffredo on all platforms.
I love it. I love it. Thank you both so much for your time, your energy, and your insight. You're tuning in to Talk Ain't Cheap podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoy this episode, follow Talk Ain't Cheap Network on the podcast platform. And also follow Talk Ain't Cheap Network on Instagram. Follow the Cletus Group. And follow Immaculate Scent, which is the smell of the vibes. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to Talk Ain't Cheap. It's not that deep. It's a vibe.
Sir.